Hello and welcome to ServiceMax Live. My name is Susan Tonkin. I'm from the product marketing organization here at ServiceMax. And I'm joined today by two amazing members of our product strategy and product management team. Trevor Alexander is a senior product manager, and Mayhul Jain is our director of product management. So welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're here today to talk about our latest release. It's the first release of 2022 for us, R1 of ServiceMax. And there's a lot of new innovation, great stuff to bring to our customers, to our prospects, to the market and field service management. So Trevor, I'll start with you.
Okay.
One of the areas that we've been very focused on developing and innovating on is our Engage app.
Right.
Tell me about Engage and what it is and what it does.
Okay, so very quickly, Engage is a new app. It's a new persona for ServiceMax, actually, focused on our customers' customers, basically on two pillars. So customer satisfaction, and one of the key things that we're focused on ServiceMax is about asset data quality. So that's, ServiceMax Engage at a very high level. Do you want me to go into what's coming up in the next release in terms of?
I would love you to, yes.
Okay, cool. So we focused on three things with the next release. The first one is called Tailored Customer Request. So up until now, Engage has been focused on just a technician visit or feeding back about assets that may have moved or may be missing in the install base. With Tailored Customer Requests, we're now opening up the use cases. So a good couple of examples of that would be maybe submitting a warranty claim, or maybe you'd like to speak to sales about an asset and renew a service contract. These are all configurable things. So the key thing about Engage is it's a turnkey solution. So you don't have to implement it. You can stand the product up very quickly, and you can start using it with your customers. So that's the first thing. The second thing, just based on feedback from our customers, is all about asset solution hierarchy. So it's quite long-winded, but that's basically what it is. So some of our customers, they have solutions which get sold to their customers. And if you take an example like a lab automation solution, they comprise of PCs and different subcomponents. All of these things can fail, right? And they're the things that they want to raise requests for service on, or maybe say that they've moved. Mm-hmm. So we're now exposing that so the end customer can see how that solution is made up, and they can also see the entire service history of that lab automation solution. And then finally, just in terms of how we're looking about our products and how they can work better together across our solution stack, I started thinking about, wouldn't it be nice if we could sort of offer up the ability for those customers to request appointments, very much like you might do with your broadband provider, where they show you the available slots, and then you can just pick the one that you want, and then that is automatically booked and put into your calendar. So we leverage some of the optimization capabilities, which is in Mayhul's solution, and that's how we've integrated Engage out of the box to work with optimization.
That's amazing. So much stuff there, and I love the way that we've brought a lot of data to the technician in our history at ServiceMax, and now we're bringing some of that asset data to the customer themselves. They keep it up to date. They make sure that you have a good view of how the customer's using the product, where it is it being used, and feeding that back in, and driving all of those processes, and now making it stickier for them too, to be able to do the requests and understand when they're technicians on the way, and all those pieces that make the product even stickier for them, and the service that they're getting from what is our customer becomes stickier because they have that visibility. So that's so exciting to see the roadmap. Engage has been out for like about a year.
1 year.
Yeah, so it's so exciting to see all the things that have been added to that solution.
Yeah.
You
Susan,
mentioned.
Sorry. Hey, I'll just add. I think there's a real nice head fake with Engage, right?
Right.
Is that you're asking the customer is asking for things like appointment times and whatnot, but it's really about the data, the install-based data, right? And that's the beauty about Engage is in the background, that's what it's constantly updating you on, right, Trev?
That's right, yeah. So
Wonderful.
it's like the bread and butter is just requesting service. The benefit for our customers is they're getting those feedback loops from their users about where those assets are, have they acquired new assets, and all of that stuff. And why is that important to them? Well, they can offer better service contracts, they can recognize sales opportunities, and all of those good things. So yeah, they're the two kind of secret sources within Engage.
Fabulous. And that's a great segue into, you talked about better together, and how one of the themes for us, that especially in this coming year and roadmap, is that we have a lot of solutions that dovetail together so nicely and share data. There's multiple mobile apps, there's the back end, the technicians are putting in data, customers are putting in data, and everybody is kind of working together. Tell me a little bit more about the collaboration aspect and how we're bringing some of those pieces together.
Yeah, so part of our kind of strategy over the next coming years, what you'll see is that for all of our additional solutions that we can add on for across our product portfolio, we're going to be looking for ways for these things to talk together and work better together. So the example of that, which I just called out, was how Engage now through one setting by the admin, when optimization is set up, can start showing real-time live appointment booking. So it just works, right? Other aspects of that are, where does Zinc pop up now? So our collaboration and communication tool. We did that with release 1 in Engage. We embedded it. Then we feathered it over to Go. And I'm sure Mayhul may even touch on some of the things we might be doing in the future around Service Board as well. So you'll start to see this across all of our solutions, and it's kind of how we're thinking we can offer these kind of add-on things to our customers across all of our products.
That's amazing. Yeah, I love that you don't necessarily lose the context either. The collaboration, you don't have to go somewhere else to do it. It's embedded in Go, which is our technician mobile app. We're embedding it in Engage to bring it to the customers as well. So that's very cool.
I think, Susan, just to add to that bit, there's collaboration, but it's collaboration with a certain perspective on there, right? It's the work order, the installed product, like the information that is held within the ServiceMax core ecosystem, right? So we want to be able to expose that, as Trev was saying, between all of these applications.
Fabulous. So we've talked a little bit about booking your appointment through Engage and kind of the link back into scheduling and getting a technician there on site. Tell us more about what's going into optimization, into Service Board, and those scheduling areas of ServiceMax.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're really excited about where Service Board is headed and scheduling in general, right? So when we think about scheduling, it's two parts. There's Service Board, and then there's optimization. Trev touched quite a bit on the optimization portions of it. That's all. A lot of that is running in the background, right? Service Board is the UI that you interact with, and there's a lot of other functionality within the UI itself and the application, I should say. So what we're looking with Service Board and optimization, when we think about those, there's one key area that we've been focusing on. It's called assisted scheduling. And assisted scheduling is basically you're trying to help the dispatcher make confident decisions. How do you make sure that you can help Timmy, the dispatcher, scale as much as possible? And one of the ways to do that is providing him the right data set, or not even providing the right data set, interpreting that data set and providing some sort of recommendations against it. Maybe it's for optimization purposes. Maybe it's for travel time. Maybe it's just to understand what skills are needed for a specific job. So one of the things that we're introducing in 22.1 is reshuffle optimization. And so what this basically does is it's taking in any existing work orders that are on Service Board, and when you run proposed schedule through it, which kicks it out to the optimization engine, it will reshuffle any existing appointments. So it's not treating those as hard constraints anymore.
Okay.
The second area that we're looking into, we're actually doing a lot of user research as well within Service Board. So we engage quite a bit with our dispatchers, our end users really, and really try to understand what they require. So one of the nuances we found was dispatchers almost need think of it as like a chessboard or a little mechanism to put all the pieces of Tetris together, right?
Maybe do some what if.
Yeah, what if scenarios. And so one of the things that we're introducing is planning mode. Yeah. It's almost like you want to build a route, but you want to think about how the route's going to look before you actually release it to the technician, because you don't want the technician to get over inundated with too many notifications every time you're making a change.
Wait, my route changed again?
Exactly. So how do you do that as a dispatcher and just give them that kind of peace of mind to think through, okay, this set of sequences makes sense to me. So we'll be introducing that in this release. We're really excited about this. It's going to be the first version, and we'll continue iterating on it for sure. And the last area that we focus on is just the time and space dimension, right? So time is your scheduler, your Gantt, essentially what we commonly think of. But then you have the spatial dimension, right? That's your maps. And thus far, they had been on separate pages. We're pulling them together because dispatchers, and this is also part of the user research, people want to see that right next to each other, right? They want to be able to see what's going on with a given appointment, but then see it on a map over here, and then be able to make the final decision together. And so this will be enabled with multiple routes that dispatchers can now view within Service Board. So these are I would say, the three major highlights within this release.
Awesome. Well, I think we're getting close to time, but any other very cool things that I have missed chatting about with our latest release in 2022?
Well, I'll just kind of give a hint into what's coming into the future. And it's more around the Better Together story, right? So we're going to continue thinking about how we pull in Zinc within Service Board potentially. And there's some really neat use cases around that between the dispatcher communicating with technicians or dispatchers communicating with customers directly via Engage, and just pulling that all in nice and tight is what we're looking at.
And across the portfolio of products as well, we're doing a lot of expansion, making Engage available to Asset 360, the Liquid Frameworks acquisition. We have FieldFX now, where we're bringing some things from FieldFX across to the core platform. So a lot of great stuff coming, I know. Yeah.
Absolutely. We're excited.
We're extremely busy, yes. It's good, it's good stuff.
On that note, we'll say goodbye for today, but thank you for joining us on ServiceMax Live, and we hope to see you next time. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.